Hi, stock investors. JJ here. Welcome back. Well, Nvidia, is it a buying opportunity? This one analyst thinks so. Or did it become too much of a momentum play and it's really had its day? Let's get into it. Let's find out.
Dory, you mentioned that you weren't quite buying economic weakness as kind of behind today's sell-off. What do you think it is then?
It could be a combination, geopolitical, economic. So when you're talking about the sector rotation, you're talking, these aren't small numbers coming out of big tech, right? They're billions and billions of dollars. So when it starts to move the price, then it starts to cause things. And so some of this, I actually think is an interesting opportunity to buy. I think the market is not so sold on a weakened economy. The market wants its drug of choice, which is low rates, right? So you see everyone kind of moving. The theory is we go to small caps, and it's been a nice play. But I think you got to be real careful in small caps because over 41% of them aren't profitable. And if you look back at big tech, something like an Nvidia, this big sell-off on a company that has 50% margin and over 100% return on equity, this could be a good buying point.
You happen to like, or you think in terms of drug of choice, that two sectors might benefit here. That would be...
Okay, he's finished talking about Nvidia. So he thinks the rotation to small caps that we've been seeing in the past couple of weeks is overrated, really. And he thinks it's a buying opportunity for really mega tech and specifically Nvidia thinks it's a buying opportunity. Okay, let's see another opinion here, a different opinion on the same day about Nvidia, which this guy thinks that it's too much of a momentum story and he's pretty keen on the small caps and the rotation going on. He thinks that will continue. Let's hear him out.
High multiples on some of these AI names like Nvidia. One of the reasons my next guest just trimmed his exposure, although he does believe in the AI growth story long term. Let's speak with Steve Auth. He's Chief Investment Officer of Equities at...
And it's interesting there that long term, a lot of people do agree with it. I believe in it long term, this AI story, but has it got too far ahead of itself, too ahead of its skis? Well, what does this guy think?
Federated Hermes. Steve, it's great to see. Wow, look at Nvidia down 7. Now it's at 108, and you were on this a couple of weeks ago. So walk us through the thought.
Wow, it's down a lot today just before we go into this. So it did end the day 6.67 down, and after hours down another 1%. So significantly down on the day.
Process.
Well, no, it's a great company, Nvidia, Kelly. It just had become too much of a momentum story for us. Made an awful lot of money on it. Stock trading at 40 times earnings. And I think we're kind of in a digestion mode here for AI. And importantly, stocks like Nvidia, once they become big momentum stories like that, they just don't need solid earnings growth and order growth, which I know a lot of bulls like to talk about, but they need accelerating order growth, accelerating earnings growth. And we're kind of past the acceleration mode here, so at the same time, we're entering the rate cut cycle. I mean, today's news only, cast the final die on that one. So off we go. We've got...
So in terms of momentum, he's saying that the accelerating story is unlikely in terms of growth because it really has been a takeoff for Nvidia that surprised a lot of people. These big mega caps buying a lot, but they continue to buy. The capex is high there, and he thinks that the momentum's kind of over, really.
Probably 200 basis points of rate cuts in front of us. These big AI names have done really well when they were the only game in town with rates up at 10% on the 10-year. They don't really need funding, so financing is not important. But the other side of the market that mostly funds itself short, the value stocks, the cyclicals, the small caps, they're the real beneficiaries once rates start to decline. So that's kind of where we want to be right now. And we thought it was time to take some chips off the table on the other side.
It's a really well-timed pivot. I almost want to ask you just as a trading strategy. I mean, how do you know? Is it just something psychological?
Okay, this guy seems to be a trader rather than a long-term investor, really, or has a trading strategy, and he did time it well. It's very difficult to time these things when things go to the moon, like Nvidia did. It's hard to see when it will end, and many people thought it would go on, and people still think that this is just a blip in the road and it'll continue on. What do you think about that? Let me know in the comments.
Psychologically, or a gut feel where you just go, enough? It's gone too far, or is it a numeric metric like an EPS, a forward multiple, something like that?
Well, it's both, Kelly. I mean, we look at all those things, but very honest, I was on vacation the week of July 4th. I came back and the market had taken off again. It had closed. It was closing in at that point on our 2025 target,
Wow.
which was 6. So we were at 5,700. We thought we were being pretty aggressive 18 months ago when we set out that 6,000 target. A lot of people accusing me of being a Pollyanna. But boy, I mean, there we were, and it just felt to me, yeah, maybe a little bit of a gut. But the numbers cross-hatched against that. And, when all those things come together, I think it's time to make a move. We've got a pretty big macro team at Federated Hermes and, do a lot of number crunching on this stuff as well. So it all adds together. And we just see much better earnings growth. If you look at it back half of the year, small caps in the first half of the year, value stocks, the entire growth of earnings in the S&P was coming from the big cap stocks, particularly the Mag 7. And in the back half of the year, that really starts to spread out. And by next year,
Okay, so he thinks that it is going to spread out rotation to small caps and value, and they have had a good run in the last few weeks. Both of those things, not just small caps, but value and value small caps, presumably doing the best. Or some of them, I've seen some of them doing pretty well.
According to bottom-up numbers, the growth rates on the small cap stocks are significantly higher than the growth rates on the Mag 7. So you got the growth shifting in your favor. It's been against you up to now. You got rates shifting in your favor. The small caps are the beneficiaries of lower rates. They've been hurt by the higher rates. That's, it seems to, and they got valuations in your favor. So it just seems to us like everything is lining up here. It doesn't surprise me we're having a bit of pullback today. I mean, these stocks went, straight up. I mean, it looked almost like, it was almost too good to be true.
Oh, sure.
And yeah.
Okay, so he does think all these things are lining up for a bit of a rotation to small cap value in terms of growth, in terms of their valuations. I've done quite a few videos on this on the main channel, The Art of Value, if you want to go and see there about this rotation going on in small caps. And I don't mind because I've got quite a few small caps. So, but that's kind of my bias there. But what do you think about this? Do you think Nvidia is going to this is just a dip and it'll just keep on going? A lot of people think that. I've seen that in the comments to my videos. So what do you think? Let me know. Now, if you like this video, if you're getting value out of it, do hit that like button. And also on screen, I'm going to put a link to a video that YouTube thinks that you should watch next. But also, before we go there, I am going to say, I want to say that I have partnered with ShareSite as an affiliate. If for portfolio tracking and reporting, it's a great platform here. I wouldn't recommend anything I don't use myself. So you can sign up for free. I put a link in the description here. You can go to this page, this landing page, and see the special offer. Sign up for free if you want to. If you want premium features, you can sign up there and use the referral link. And it is it shows your true performance, this tool here, including dividends and all kinds of things, but it tracks multiple asset classes as well, including Bitcoin. Go here and see this video, it'll explain more. And so thanks. As I said, on screen, I'm going to put a link to a video that YouTube thinks you should watch next, and also subscribe if this is a new channel. Do subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.